global warming? Beyond the extreme, scientists marvel at increasingly non-natural Arctic warmth. MSN reporting. Extinction of species and possible nuclear winter. What can one say to something like that? Some of us have been bloody telling you people so. When scientists say something like, the globe is warming, it's always an understatement because they never get the funding and resources and political agreement to actually do as much research and get as much data as they would need. The fact, it's always, everything is always worse than what the scientists say. So please, everybody, try and understand. We're warming all the way to hell. Then one has to ask, World Hijab Day? When was it, yesterday or something? World Hijab Day? And so, again, as an extreme atheist, I'm not all that favourable towards any religions. But it should be, to anyone, a fact that as long as something has something like, a religion, a belief, has not in any way been proven that it has anything to do with, except, with somebody's or big group's imagination, you shouldn't have world days for things that these religions force on people, like in this case, women having to wear something. I mean, that's just ridiculous. Now, let's see. I have to make my rants. I have to make this rant because otherwise, I have to start making, two-parters because I don't have time because so much is happening. It would seem that in the, if one can believe the Independent, where these news come from, British politicians, they've woken up with, with their arses having replaced their heads. Russia weaponizing misinformation to create post-truth age and destabilize the West, UK Defence Secretary warns. Sir Michael Fallon suggests Britain and NATO allies could carry out their own cyber attacks against Russia. Post-truth age, weaponizing. Yes, as far as I remember, yes, truly, Alex Jones is a Russian, isn't he? And yes, and a former Breitbart editor is at the moment, doing Himmler's job to the Russian president, isn't he? Donny Tiny Hands says, Muslim ban is no more deserving of protest than 16 countries' ban on Israeli citizens, says Tory MP. Yeah, except to this, whoever this lunatic is, except that, it's totally different. The two things have absolutely nothing in common. And one can only say that, the British are doing even worse than one thought before this, if this guy, whoever this is, has actually been let out of the bathroom, not to mention been voted into Parliament. Then, of course, one has to. I mean, I'm so sorry that I've forgotten to give my condolences to Chile for these disastrous forest fires and all the suffering that they've brought. Again, it has something to do with global warming, and we have done nothing nearly enough about it, and I'm so sorry. Then Telesur in English introduced 4 of main candidates for the next Ecuadorian presidential election, and I guess I can't remember what's there 4 or 8 more that one hasn't yet seen or heard of. But all these 4 major candidates, I mean, one has to say, were a total disaster. I mean, each and every one of them are really bad choice. So I don't know what's going to happen in Ecuador after this. Then shortly, and then from the a funnier note. The Queen prepares to become UK's first monarch in history to celebrate Sapphire Jubilee. The Standard reporting. And, what just has to say, with Lizzie II, I mean, at some point UK, are they're gonna run out of precious stones? I mean, what is the next one, I don't know, a ruby jubilee. At some point they're gonna run out of names. EFSI, an initiative. Actually, they had written Euronews. It's very strange. They have something really wrong with their spelling. They had written initiative. I guess it is an initiative. To fill Europe's investment gap. Of course, if one may say, there is no investment gap in Europe. Transparency International tells EU to get tough on lobbying, with special mention to revolving doors. And I didn't know before this news, Euronews, before this news, I didn't know that Barroso is actually with Goldman Sachs. What the heck is going on? Yeah. That would be again something that Europeans should really wake up to. European Union is corrupt as the United States, or trying to become as corrupt. It's all about lobbying, nothing to do with democracy, should be gotten rid of as soon as possible. Fake news and the battle to save the truth in a post-truth world. Euronews continuing. Now, again, it's very funny that now, everywhere they're trying to create agencies to combat, perhaps news agencies to combat fake news. Now, it would have been much easier to actually, during the last 40 years, to actually allocate human resources, not making, rich bastards richer, but actually, to make people in general smarter, so that, that your average voter wouldn't be so stupid as to be taken in by fake news, which are, I'm so sorry, but a, reasonably intelligent person can tell a fake news from a mile away or a kilometer. Again, we haven't really, 1.5 kilometers actually. We haven't even been able to agree on distance, what measurement we should use for distance. We have no hope. Then actually it reminded me of, oh yes, I have to again do, but I still I worry. It's actually interesting. I was thinking of old tiny hands. I think Donny Tiny Hands. I mean, thinking, what is so damned wrong about him? From my own point of view, and it was that I got it. He's a traditional liar. He's a liar of the old school. A true, the kind of a snake oil salesman, how they were about 200 years ago or something. So the crap that politicians, all this flowery crap and strange expressions that politicians now do. It actually politicians, people, they started like Donny Tiny Hands, but people in general, they got smart. Ordinary people got too smart. They could say, okay, that person is lying. So all the politicians, they had to evolve, more sophisticated lying, because it was, impossible to be as simpleton a liar as Donny Tiny Hands is. And the world, or at least the United States, let's see about Europe, has gone full circle. After all this evolvement of talking, of lying, of bullshit talking, we've come a full circle. And suddenly people, ordinary people, they don't recognize an arch liar, an original liar when they see one. Very interesting. But actually, I guess I'll have to wave this some other time, because I've forgotten what my point was about Justice Democrats. I can't. I have to. One thing I have to say. Kyle Kulinski was saying that the election, that there was no election fraud against Bernie, that it was just rigged. That the fact that Bernie has been able to, being voted as a senator from Vermont proves that, that the machines are not tampered with, and and all this actual election fraud. No, I do have to say on that score that really the two things are in no way connected. What Democrats are able to do in their own presidential primaries, the power they have over everything, compared to what power, whatever instance has in an election, governor or senator election in Vermont. I mean, two different things. One does not prove the other, in my humble opinion. No way. Then, continuing, the EU and Mexico said they would accelerate free trade talks amid a wave of protectionist threats by US President Donald Trump. Yahoo.com reporting. Okay. To the EU. At this point, I'm going to become grandiose as everyone else. Free trade deals. Dear EU, over my dead body. I can't say it like Chuck Heston. I'm so sorry. Please, there should be no guns. Don't take me wrong. Then again, if you put me into a war zone, all right, I would just get killed. I'm not able to kill anyone, and I don't want anyone killed. Okay, but on this news or headline from Geopol Monitor. ISIS, that'll be Guadich, a bomb expert accidentally blows himself up. Even I have to say, yes! And no, I don't believe it. To get to my point about professional sports, I have to do a part 2. I don't believe it. Well, it's probably my fault. Yeah, I mean, I'm full of faults. But